You're live. Perfect. When in doubt, refresh. Okay. So Cheryl said, like, I'm counting here to 30 and then my timer goes 0, but you guys actually get everything on the video because she did the watch back of chest yesterday. She had a crazy day at work. She's here. She's just hiding in the corner. She is here. Don't worry about it. Surviving Tabata legs yesterday. We move into some small muscle groups. Um, who's on here? Oh, Cheryl's on here. So I talked to Jonathan yesterday. He actually texted me back this morning. So some of you that are subscribed still are not able to comment on the lives, and one of the messaging was an error message, and I showed him that, and he's like, "I've never seen that message on YouTube before." Um, so this is for Sarah. I think Michelle as well, that you guys are subscribed, but for some reason you're not getting. Steffi's here. Okay, so Steffi, you're able to comment on the live too. So the question maybe was, is it different on like a laptop versus a phone? But Cheryl's works on her phone where you're still able, and Cheryl's page isn't attached to this page. So this is my kind of Gmail account, even though we're both on the platform. She has her separate account. So it wouldn't be any different from you guys at home. So that being said, I have no answers. I'm really not sure why when some of you go on to the live that the ability to comment is not there.
Might be a restriction within their own account because as soon as I click on, like every time, that's why I keep trying to see if it works.
Yeah.
As soon as I hit, because it says upcoming,
Yes.
I select that, it opens up the live chat right away.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for you to show up. So that 30-second buffer I just saw there, it doesn't show up. So in the live, the playback, it's there.
Yeah.
But you don't come on until like 30 seconds after. So probably about the same time.
Okay.
That's
so
when
the
it
playback doesn't get that first 30 seconds, but the
playback
live does.
gets the first 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So when I played it back, I was getting all this talk that we were having. And then it would, but I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for it to go live.
Yeah.
And then it came live after that.
Okay. So yeah,
Getting
so
a feel.
really don't have a lot of answers. We are, I think what I'm saying is we're trying to figure out what the differences are. And that makes sense. It might be in your own personal settings where there might be some sort of a limitation. What that might look like, still not 100% sure. Jonathan spent a lot of time on YouTube too. So he kind of understands the basis of YouTube. And he says he just hasn't seen that error message that I know at least Sarah had gotten that day. And I know that Judy's able to comment, Trish is able to comment. So there's something in there. I'm wondering if it is a buffer in their personal settings that's kind of not allowing you to comment on the lives. Because when I set up the videos each day, there's lots of parameters that I have to go through. Who's here? Kelly Voss. Right on, right on. She said, good to have you back, Cheryl.
Good to be back.
Yeah, right? Back on track. Yeah, I know that there's parameters that I have to set the video up through. It's not just you go live on this. There's different stipulations that you can push in there. But that doesn't limit anybody from commenting because I allow live comments and I allow live comment playbacks. So meaning that you can comment on any time. So we will keep trying. That being said, we have biceps and triceps today. We are not hitting the mat at all for our triceps. We'll be using rotations and different positions to hit your triceps as well as your biceps. If at any point during the workout we're doing a standing exercise, that's not what you want to do. You want to sit her down. You can sit down for any and all of the exercises today. Okay, so time-wise, 10:14. I think we're pretty much ready to start. I've grabbed a couple different bands, and again, I'll demo the one of 4, right? So set 1 of 4, I'll do those with the bands. I have a lighter band for some of the tricep work, and then we're going to do some concentration curls. I grabbed a heavier and a shorter band just because the range of motion is short from your slack to your max tension on those curls. So our first one that we're going to do though is an alternating hammer curl. So those of us on the bands, we're going to step in the center and we're going to move those bands one at a time. Those of you doing biceps, same thing with your dumbbells, grabbing your dumbbells and starting one at a time. So I'm going to get the timer started. Cheryl's going to start with some dumbbells, as we always do. We missed not having you here because I didn't do the bands. I just did all the dumbbells. Um, it's Wednesday, and honestly, the classes yesterday, they kicked my butt. So shoulder width apart, and again, for the hammer curls, it's one at a time. So alternating. Your elbows are sore? Okay.
I just wanted to see if you'd noticed it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that you grabbed them. So she's using 1 pound dumbbells. Her day was crazy yesterday at work, though, and she said she did chest yesterday, avoiding some legs just because all the go, 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 right? And her elbows and shoulders were a bit, yeah, especially with,
cranky.
yeah. So, I mean, inhale to exhale. This is a very light band, too. I'm probably not lifting too much heavier than 1 or 2 pounds on this one. I'm okay with that, though. I really want to make sure my chest is open. I can feel my shoulders already just from what we did on chest day. I'm going to grab some dumbbells right now. And then yesterday was challenging. It was like a sneaky challenging. Okay, I'm going to grab some 17.5s. What did you use on the first?
Ones?
Ones?
15.
Right on. Then she's at some 20s. So alternating again. Okay, so again, if you're feeling like you don't want to be standing on these, you can absolutely sit. Just make sure when you're seated that you do have your feet together. Just provides a little bit more clearance for these curls. So with the shoulders rolled back, we want you to focus on pinching your elbows into your waist. Right on. Inhale to exhale. So wacky Wednesday, wacky for Cheryl because she worked, right? It's wacky if you come to Elmont. It's wacky if you have a shift, right?
Yeah.
Inhale to exhale. I think the shifts are just exhausting though, because it's literally like on your mark, get set, go, versus have a little bit of fun for 2 hours and sweat your balls off. So that's kind of what we did. Hoping that Trish maybe can join us next week at Almont. Round 3. Get her into some spins again, because Trish hasn't done spin, I think, in a while now. I'm going to grab some 22.5s. Again, I love these little increment weights. Feet shoulder width apart, or I'm going to try a stagger step. Again, we can go a little bit heavier on these just because we are working one arm at a time. Right on. What you got, 25s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice. The elbows are good. Right on.
Not bad. Yeah.
Right on. So again, just trying to max out on some big hammer curls to start with. Again, these are usually the heavier lift loads for us, just because you get to use not only some bicep, brachioradialis, right? And because we're just doing it one at a time, you're able to lock it in. Lots of core on this one too. Inhale to exhale, up and through. Trish, Elmont's going to be fun next week. We're doing a pre-birthday thing. I requested 80s. So we're going to do an 80s Pilates class and an 80s spin next Tuesday. Right on, putting those down. So those are tough. I'm feeling them more so, I think, in my neck, and that's probably from Pilates yesterday. So I think I'm going to go up to 25s and kind of hold it there, putting my shoulders down and back, and then getting ready for that last round. So again, lots of core, and I want you to lift and lower with some control, right? So make sure that your dumbbells or your bands aren't just plopping down to the floor, and you can use that negative movement. I haven't told Cheryl about what we did on the legs thing yesterday. She'll have to watch it to find out. But for those of you that were with me, I didn't get to it. I didn't get to it. It did not happen.
I'm curious now.
Now she's curious, right? It was all with good intentions. And then I walked upstairs and I'm like, no, I really don't even know what I'm doing right now. And I'm not going to Google it. So 5 seconds to go.
Are you going to share?
No, you have to watch the legs program. That's what you do to everybody else. We always do that. No. Once you get to legs, you'll see. You'll see what we were talking about yesterday. And it's kind of funny. So alternating tricep kickbacks. I'm staying with my light band on this one. Again, you consider stand. Keep your palms in the whole time on this. So your elbows come up and then you do a nice full extension back. So again, your gaze is down. You're pulling your shoulder blades into your middle spine and trying to get the best extension that you can. Okay, so again, if your back is tired, take a seat on these ones. If you want a little bit more tension in your band, take a little bit more off, right? You can go a little bit wider with your step. Again, I just want you to focus on securing at your shoulders, but try not to build up too much tension in your neck or your traps, and just get a nice full extension at the arm. Now we're going to combine this up with a seated concentration curl times 2. So band or dumbbell in your hand. Okay, stepping on the band. So my right hand has the band, my left foot has the tension. We're going to forward fold, support yourself with your left hand. You're going to curl up to your shoulder and then come on back down. What I was telling to Cheryl before this is when you start with your band, you look at your shadow. Your torso looks
Wow.
I know, because you're forward folded, but it looks like you're almost completely upright the way that the light's hitting you.
So much light.
So much light. She's like, oh,
Can't
okay.
even stare forward.
I
There's
know.
so much light.
I know. That's what I was saying. I can understand why performers like fall off the edge of the stages now, because like you got lights from the top, you got lights from the bottom, like it's just everywhere. And then as soon as you look away, I have those little things in my eyes. I have those little blinky things. Yeah. I think like we've gotten used to it. But yes, we just keep adding lights. Go to the other side. So left hand has the band or dumbbell. Try and get the same tension. And remember what dumbbell you used, obviously. Switching it over to the same one. Try and put the bend of your elbow right in the crook of your knee if you can. And make sure that your wrist doesn't buckle backwards. So you're rolling your knuckles front forward as you curl up and through. You're really like kind of crossing right through those legs and then coming up, almost hitting in between mid-chest. You got her. Yes, I guess we will take lamp donations. Trish gave us a lamp, but she gave us one with like an energy efficient bulb. So it's
not doing anything.
It's doing something because it's providing light. Okay, negative Nelly. But it's not super bright. It's more of like if we were doing Pilates. Yeah. It's more of like
it's even a pretty lamp. Like
it's got agency. It's got agency. It's got a big base. Okay. Let's do this again. Tricep kickbacks. I didn't do alternating on the first round just because the bands were pretty light, but it is alternating. Oh God, I'm really not good at these. I'm going to grab some 10s, see if I can push it a little bit. What do you got, Harold? 15. Right on. So same structure where your elbows are up nice and tall, and then really focusing on trying to not only extend your arms straight back, but keep your elbows close. So you'll see on Cheryl's waist, her elbows are tucked right in. Round 2. So we got a 3-pack Shakur on this big boy where we get to do some triceps and then focus on the concentration curls. So on those concentration curls, we're going to encourage you to keep trying to go a little bit heavier unless you maxed out on the first round. And now we're going to talk about cheaters that we see in those concentration curls. We don't want to do them. We don't want you guys to do them. Ooh, my hamstrings are feeling these. Roll it up. 10s were not too bad. Okay. Concentration curls. Eek. Okay. I think I'm going to try 15s. I'm going to grab that with my right hand. Harold has 20s. Okay. So anchoring that in and then curling up and through. Okay. So the cheats on these is the leg flick. Okay. So the supportive leg pushing the arm up and through. So we don't want to do that. So right off the bat, if you can kind of like lift your inner foot off the ground on the right side, that'll discourage you from shifting your weight inward on that leg and just let that arm do the work. Okay. Again, I want you to make sure that your back feels okay. If you have to sit up a little bit higher or adjust your elbow a little bit higher, that's cool. I'm feeling this in my wrists a little bit. Not that it's bad, just that it's working, right? Trying to keep the wrist plane nice and flat. You got her. Switch it over to the left side. The forearm. So we're going to forward fold, grab it with our left, elbow in to knee. And again, support yourself however you feel comfortable with that right hand. You're going to curl through the legs up into the left shoulder. So the other cheat is torso twisting, right? So we want to make sure that our torsos are locked in and that we're not twisting open. Oh, there goes that was an elbow. Yeah. A little bit of pressure and tension in that bow there. That's okay. Again, trying to scoop it through the legs. It's almost like your left knuckles are passing the right fingertips. Okay, so it's not curling outward or inward. It's curling kind of right in the middle and then scooping up to the center chest. Inhale to exhale. Oh my God, my legs are on fire. Right now, my legs are burning from doing biceps. Up and through. You got her. Okay, I'll keep that 15. I might try a 17.5. Okay, so back to the tricep kickbacks alternating. Okay, I'm gonna try some 12s. Cheryl's doing some 20s. I don't. I think it'll take me a couple years to get up to a 20 on an alternating kickback. I'm not sure what kind of sticks on me on this one. Just not a powerful move for me doing these kickbacks. But
Generally, your triceps are a lot stronger than mine.
well, I think
For
it's
most
just
moves.
yeah, I think it's because I've been in the gym for 20 years and I usually would have used cables
Yeah.
for triceps. So it's just my like I'm used to those moves versus the tricep is just strong and can just like do whatever functionally. Like that's where you kind of come into play with these, right? Inhale to exhale. But I am going to tell you, I got lots of years and I'm going to try 15s next. Yes, the alternating is a great thing because it gives me a little bit of a break instead of hammering both those triceps out. So right hand, 17.5 on these curls, coming up and through. And again, once we start getting into these workouts and the pain comes, that's when it's go time. That's the stuff. That's the ignition stuff. Inhale to exhale, up and through to curl. That's what I was telling the people at Spin last night. When that pain releases, that's when I'm having some fun. That's when I want to get into it. I want a little bit more of it, especially with the muscles, breaking them down. Inhale to exhale, up and through, right? We have many months of winter coming up. I'm so sorry, but it's so true, right? There's going to be a lot of indoor stuff going on, right? We were able to spend quite a bit of time outdoors this summer, which was super fun. Nothing that I normally have done before, at least in the past 20 odd years, right?
Even this fall has been amazing. Lots of time outside.
Yeah, and walking and stuff like that. Left hand. I do not partake that much in winter activities, right? I'm just like, I don't really love the cold. I don't really love being in the cold.
Says the Timmins girl.
Well, that's where I lived. I didn't really have a choice. No, but I had a gym though. So, I mean, my activities in the winter, it was this. So that's why I'm saying, like right now, as the weather starts to drop, you may find yourself at home a little bit more, right? Closing up your cottages or just kind of shifting into different activities. This is going to be a great way to make sure that you're staying moving. And I know a lot of people did a great job in the summer as well. So yeah, so Cheryl does, well, you do skiing in the winter. She knows how to skate as well. So she likes to do skating. Oh my God, I'm going to try 15s. Okay, this is where I'm self-talking. I'm like, go me, go me. I think this is a personal best. Ugh, that's heavy. Okay, that's okay. So again, slow and steady, making sure that the shoulders stay put, that the scaps are pulled back. So this is actually a lot of back as well, right? Because it's having to hold the elbows up nice and tall. I'm really trying to aim to keep my elbows the same height as my shoulders. That's kind of like one of the consistent things. And then really trying to squeeze that. And well, with those heavier weights, can you ever feel the head of the tricep? Right? Full extension. Again, don't tuck your chin in your chest. Keep your spine long and strong. Keep the weight back in your heels. You got her. Almost there. Almost there. This is the last big push. 3 seconds. Oh, yeah. Ooh, tuck the tailbone, my booty. I love when you get bonus muscle groups. I'm going to try for some 20s on the last one. See how it goes here. Cheryl's with her 20s all the way through on this one. I'm going to push these 17.5s under. All right, bear down. Let's go. Kelly Boss. Kelly Boss. Inhale and exhale. Oh, yeah. I love working arms. I was talking to Em outside the school, and she's like, you guys love upper body. And I'm like, but there's like 5 muscle groups there.
Yeah.
You got to love upper body. There's a lot of stuff to do. And she's like, I love core. I want core. And that's when we started talking about the Pilates at McNabb. She's in. Inhale to exhale.
Ooh.
And core is super important. Absolutely. Because core affects the extremities, right? Core is the baseline before you start lifting and lowering. Tap that out a little bit. feeling kind of thick in there. Not gonna lie, I like it. So left hand, I was telling Cheryl, super nice experience with one of Arn Prior Police yesterday. I was walking, because we normally walk down this little loopy thing. And I had my sweatpants on. And I had my tank top on. And I had my earbuds in. This seems like I'm doing something, right? And I had my phone. And I was messaging our manager back in Timmins, because we still do a lot of work in the gym in Timmins, obviously. And this really nice police officer pulled over and asked me if everything was okay. And I was like, absolutely. I'm just going for a walk. So he was like, okay.
For a friendly time.
Behind the head tricep extensions. We did this one last week. For those of us with the band, you consider stand. My advice is, I'll kind of bump it up back here. You're going to want to pull from behind with the bands, and you can adjust. I'm doing palm up right now with the bands. When I do the dumbbells, I will do palm in. Okay, right now, this is way more comfortable with just how the handles are. So again, we're trying to, as best we can, right, keep your elbows close in. So then I was finishing my loop. And then he was looping around again, because they like patrol areas. And plus, they need to be on the road, right? There's no point in being the station. You might as well be on the road, because when there's a call, at least you're mobile. And he drove by me and he flashed his sirens, his lights.
Flashed his sirens.
I don't know. I love emergency responders. I'm not one of them, okay? Standing bicep curls with the bands, I would say grab your handles like this. So I'm grabbing over the straps, right? The curls are chest up, elbows in, and then you're going to rotate your pinkies up. So he flashed his lights at me, boop, boop, boop. And I was like, peace. Like, I don't know how to be cool. What do you say to a person that like has probably been doing the job, protecting people? Just peace. Just keep peace, brother. Anyways, I thought it was super cute. Because like in my olden days, if cops stopped me, it wouldn't be for that. Do you need a ride home, miss? No, I got goods, officers. Good. Yeah. Been there, done that. So again, relax your shoulders down. We don't want them up. We don't want any pressure or tension in your neck. Focus on rotating. I will tell you these cues until the cows come home, because you want that bicep to fill. Okay, behind the head, you did 2, Harold?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try some 15s. What did you use?
15.
Okay, let's give her a go. So again, you could use one dumbbell as well if you wanted to, and I'll show you that real quick, where you would be here to here. Okay, it's kind of nice because it makes your elbows stay in place. And again, if you want a little bit heavier, you can grab 2. So seated or standing, I think we've chosen to do seated just so you can see our extensions on this one. But again, if you want to stand, absolutely. The big thing with this one is that I don't want you to bring your head so far forward. So you have to try to find that middle ground. And that may mean that you can only bring your dumbbells to here. That might be a good way to choose this, because you can get better depth, right? Because it's shorter. These are just little things. Again, depending on what you folks have at home, up and through.
Forearms are under.
Standing bicep curls. Are you using 20s?
I'm going to. I might alternate though.
Okay, I'm going to try 20s too. It's like I can't think for myself today. I'm just like, what are you doing, Harold? Alternating is a great way to keep the mass, but then give your arms a little bit of a recover, right? So you can keep lifting those heavier dumbbells. Right on. So again, lots of core sitting back in the heels. I can see myself swaying a little bit from that up and down motion right here. So again, I'm trying to sit back. Make sure you have a soft bend in your knees and you're not locked out. Okay, so sit back. Chest is up and through. I wonder, well, what does Trish do in the winter? She used to ski.
Hiking, skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lita, she sees. I wonder if Judy.
Snowshoeing.
Judy gets the fuck out of here in the winter. She's my person. She goes to warmer climates, right? Yes, I like that. Okay, that felt nice. I might try 25s on the next one. I love me a good bicep. Let's talk about this. I think maybe I'll try maybe a 17.5 on the behind the head. Okay. So you're gonna load them up here, glue them, and then press them. Again, this is a very similar move that I did do on cables. Remember the one where I get us to extend the rope overhead? So we do like rope overhead extensions. So again, Cheryl, I know she's little. Bonner was like, how tall is she? Is she like 3'8"? That's what he was saying yesterday. He's like, she's so small. Like, I know she's tiny, but
same height as you.
He's like, how tall are you? I said, well, she says she's 5'8", but I'm 5'8", and I'm actually a little bit taller than her. So that's when he was like, okay, she's probably 3'8" then. Oh, this is biting. Oh, it's hard to get that up. Okay, swing her around. Okay, 17.5. That was tough. Okay, let's try some 25s. I want big, gnarly arms. I am on the hunt for big, gnarly arms. Chest up, elbows in, and right here. So again, this is where I use my stagger step because, man, I am flexing my bum cheeks right now because I know that I'm going to want to tilt back as the dumbbells come up and through. So yeah, so she is very lean, but you're strong as hell, right? Everything on this woman's body is muscle. And she is a lean, muscular person, right? But her muscles they're full of the powers, right? Up and through. So a lot of the past comments of when I was training females, I don't want to get, bulky from lifting weights. It's not the weights that make us look bulky. It's not the weights that make us look bulky. It's usually the adipose on top of the body, right? It's not the muscles. Because if it was the muscles, she would come off looking bulky, right? I think we've started to squish that now, though. I think that people have gotten past that they understand as natural athletes, natural meaning we're not taking any sort of anabolics or any muscle. Yep. It is so hard to build muscle, especially after the age of 35. Steph, 35, because that's when the body changes start, right? That's where perimenopause starts to creep in, even if you have a regular cycle. Okay, your fertility rates are dropping up and through.
I'm just kind of lucky that.
And bring it down.
I always say I don't have a choice. Like, in my job choice, I have to stay strong.
Yeah.
It's got to be a full-time job. Yeah. But there's no reason to say why it can't be everybody's full-time job.
Well, I mean, our bodies are meant to be machines. They're meant to be strong. They're meant to be able to do what life demands of us at the drop of a hat, right? Society doesn't make that as easy these days, right? A lot of sedentary jobs up and through. A lot of the food choices in the grocery stores aren't the best.
Affordability is best.
Huge, right? So there's a lot of stuff going against us. This free platform is free, though, and it will remain that way because we're here to try and encourage everybody to take that time for themselves. Last exercise, it looks like the first kickback exercise. The big difference is stand on your bands. I'm coming close. You're going to rotate your palms up. And oh man, are you going to feel a difference on this one? So kickbacks, I'm going to stay up a little bit closer here just because I've made a complete mess. I'm going to grab this, palm up to the ceiling, palm back down to face. Okay, so you're rolling. Can you see how you can see my thumb? See my thumb? Yes. That's the position. This is a great finisher with a band. This is a great finisher with a band. Can you feel how tight that tricep muscle is? Yeah.
My forearm.
Is your from the grip, say?
Like my grip wants to fail.
Her veins are popping right now. So tricep kickbacks with a rotation at the bottom. As soon as it passes your legs, you rotate up, Tuck your tailbone, roll up. This is a banger with a band. I really like that one with a band. Ooh, gosh. Okay, so I'm going to try some 10s. Ugh, I might have to drop down to 8s. Okay, so your elbows are up. They push back. Oh, gosh. There we go. So you're really curling. I think I have to do 8s. I think I have to do 8s because I'm getting a little bit of a trap activation on this one. So elbows up, extension with a rotation. You got her. Okay. So there's a lot of things that I'm thinking that you need to focus on. I can feel my upper back, right kind of below where my neck ends, leading up into the traps and shoulders. They're starting to spark off because those are the things that are holding your elbows up. Okay. So like right in here, because you guys have to pull and hold. You might feel a little bit of a burn in that area. Take some time, stretch out your neck. Legit. 2 more to go. I think this is the first time we've ever done everything standing for triceps, but there really are a lot of ways to do tricep exercises. And one of my favorite ones, oh my Lord, my shoulders from yesterday. Elbows up, palm rotating back, right? Just with those little twists, it takes it from, a standard tricep kickback, pull those shoulder blades into your spine, keep your chest open. I can feel my rear delts from yesterday firing as well. It's all core tomorrow. Those little changes in the rotation, man, does that ever feel different from those full palm in? Holy jeez. She would not be able to fit in some shirts right now because you're so pumped. Right? You should have had pizza yesterday. Then you really would have been all fluffed up. When you have those good carbs and then you do a workout the next day, oh, you get such a nice pump in your muscles. I love it. What did I eat yesterday? Oh, cabbage salad and eggs. That's what I ate. Oh, there was a bit of rice. I was just into the leftovers yesterday before I headed out to the gym. It gave me enough, a little kick with the rice there. So remember, after your training, whenever you're doing these videos, you have to eat after. Okay. And that window, 10 to 15 minutes of getting that nutrition into your body to stay in the zone of muscle repair and health. Roll it up. Woo! Okay. If you're able to, hands behind the back. My mic is right in my eye. And try and extend up and through. Okay, we're just going to do an extension with our triceps. If you want, just pull the chest open. Just to kind of reset any forward fold of the shoulders. Right on. We'll go to our chairs and do the stretch that you showed us last week. So we're going to go fingers in and then palms forward. And you can just kind of lean back or bend back. And this one's giving me a big stretch in my forearms. So if you can straighten your arms out, you might be able to get a little bit right on. I'm going to ask you to inhale as you exhale, curling up around and through. And then to reverse that, just take your right arm, extend it out, and just do a little push on that top part. And you're going to get into that, some of that forearm as well from all the grip. You can release that and shake it out. Left hand, right palm down, push into that. Get a nice stretch in your wrists as well and into the forearm. Right on. You can release that and shake it out. Let's go right hand up, whether it's behind your head or in front of your face. We're going to give a little tug. Again, you can always tug at your arm. Just avoid pulling at the wrist. Well, it was small muscle groups, but it was enough. It was enough. You guys had some of your big lifts on there. Right arm, you can pull it across with the left. You had some of your big lifts in there, some bicep curls, right? Some hammer curls, some concentration curls. Release, shake it out. Left arm up behind the head or in front of face, and you can kind of tug it wherever you feel comfortable. Try not to bury your chin in your chest, keeping your head in between your shoulders. So hopefully you're able to get some good lifts on that one. The triceps, the finisher was the big one for me. With the little rotation, I could really feel that the tricep head was starting to fill. You can pull it across.
We're over halfway done.
Say it again.
We're over halfway.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we have
Almost.
20.
Right.
Yeah. Getting there though.
I
Yeah.
was thinking the Wednesday. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
We're getting there. I mean, we're less than 2 weeks left of the
Yeah.
month in the program. We have 12 more sessions, which is really 6 more hours, which will take us into that very last week of September with the first start of October. We're going to shake it out. So I know 2 more left in this week, and we're already at Friday. Then we're 50% done. And then we literally have 10 more workouts to get through with you guys. Thank you for continuing to support us. We keep getting more subscribers each day. We're at 168.
Nice.
It really is great. But thank you so much for sharing it. Thank you for the comments. And again, not the same type of interaction people are saying. They miss the community feel.
Yeah.
Because the comments aren't necessarily
Yeah.
showing up. So again, we're going to keep trying to figure this stuff out. And if you guys know anything better than us, thank you, Judy, for giving us that suggestion yesterday. It didn't work for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's about delving into personal settings on subscriptions. Yeah. We can look at that too as well today. I'll take some time reviewing all your comments today because I'm a couple days behind on that. And then we'll see if we can correct. We can do this. We can rebuild this community on YouTube. I'm completely sure that we can. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow for this, that, and the other thing. It's going to be tough.